a National Portrait Gallery, a fresh portrait of Britain. I've long loved the National Portrait Gallery. Not enough time for the National Gallery's immense collection. Just pop next door to the National Portrait Gallery. An overlooked gem it was. Well, I always loved the top floor with the immense painting of the vote to abolish slavery, with one of my heroes, William Wilberforce. And there's a beautiful statue of Victoria and Albert carved in marble. But when a museum rearranges the exhibits these days, it's a reboot. And it's a bit like a Disney reboot. You don't get the original Snow White, you get the new and improved version. Well, I had high hopes. It's a small museum. There's always a desire to be more inclusive, more reflective of the modern age, and more welcoming to ethnic groups who don't come to museums. It seems the fault with them not going is the museum. Well, I do have quite a bit of time for the idea that history and museums should be relevant to all, and highlighting stories is a powerful way of engaging communities. But do they think it sells more tickets? I'm intrigued. National Portrait Gallery now has 3 paintings of Omai. Omai visited the UK for a few months and was painted. He clearly was a striking individual. He clearly impressed the people he met and the artists. One is pretty good, one is stunning. But the significance given to him is absurd. He visited the UK. Do we get a portrait of every tourist? Now, it was described as the first time that a non-white person was painted as with the respect that they would have given to a white person. Maybe that's true. But the museum makes him a key stopping point on the tour, as though it's one of the most important paintings in the place. Just after stopping to see the only painting of Shakespeare during his life, is a 7-minute talk on the importance and significance of this piece. Well, don't labour it, is my point. Gone is the painting of the actual moment slavery was abolished, as room is needed for a very similar, if less important and less stunning painting of an anti-slavery Congress. Something about the composition, I guess, made it more required than the Houses of Parliament when that Act was passed. And when you curate a museum, you tell a story of history. Look at a British museum, the overwhelming dominance of Egyptian, Greek, and Roman, the striking galleries of ancient cultures. Compare that to the much less impressive British history galleries. I mean, it is the British Museum. When the British Museum was opened, the cultures of antiquity were seen as the foundation of the Western world, and raised on a plinth, the British respected their history and culture above our own. Now we come to 2024, and diversity is more important than documenting history through portraits. Now, I dread to think what the Museum of London will show us when it reopens. No doubt the Romans will be black and the factory workers non-binary, and who knows what else. I support making history relevant, but do they think it sells more tickets? And do they think it tells real history?